Here's the harsh truth. If you're not rich yet and you've got a fear of risk, you're probably never going to get rich. Because getting rich, and I'm talking real freedom level rich, it requires risk. And the crazy thing is, the less you have, the easier it is to take your shot. I started with nothing. No safety net, no connections, no money, and no plan B. And I made it work. And not because I was special, but because I believe I had nothing to lose. Let's talk about why the best time to go all in is when you've got the least to lose. Most people wait too long to start because they want certainty. They want permission. But here it is. The longer you wait and the more you build a life that feels safe, the harder it gets. And the harder it becomes to change it, to leave it behind, to get started. I'm not saying success is bad, because success is freaking awesome, baby, with a capital A. But it does come with weight. And after you've got some success, that weight, that can kill your appetite for more success or for risk. Look, when I was starting out, I tried a whole bunch of things. Most of them didn't make a whole bunch of money, but that was part of my journey. Before I became a real estate investor, I tried a whole bunch of things. I did the job. I hated being an employee. I was a professional basketball player. That didn't pay shit. I had many small businesses. We tried to market for restaurants. I did anything that I could think of to try to make a buck. I knew that I didn't want to be an employee and that I wanted to be my own boss, but I never could quite put it together until I'd built enough experience and found something that works. And that's when I found real estate and I started making some money with it and I went all in on it. And then I just did what made money again and again and again. And that takes me to my next point, why being broke can actually be an advantage. If you're young, broke, and stuck in a dead-end job, you're actually in a very powerful position. You've got no home, no fancy car, no social status. That means you've got no handcuffs. And you can take some big swings that other people are too afraid to take. Let me give you an example. You could move cheap. You can live off ramen while you're building something. And let me tell you, every entrepreneur's done that. And you can work during the night and learn during the day. This is a real life story for Robbie Krager, the Flip Flop Flipper, before I was Robbie Krager, the Flip Flop Flipper, and I was just Robbie Krager, the nobody. I was broke, I was unemployed or headed to unemployment, and it was like 3 a.m. I couldn't sleep, and I was trying to figure out what to do. On the TV comes this man called Carlton Sheets telling me about all of these people who have bought real estate with no money out of pocket, and they're now getting cash flow, and they're making money. And I was young enough and I was dumb enough to believe every word that man said, and all of the people that got on after it and praised him and said that they did it because of him. So, having taken that knowledge that there were some people on the television at 3 a.m. telling me that I could be a real estate investor, I jumped in with both feet and I quit my job and bought a house. And again, I did this within like 2 weeks, guys. I knew that I was not going to be long for that job as I was a bad employee. And I just had a physical altercation with my boss. I really had nowhere else to go but up. And so I took a risk. I had no fear. And I had to feed my family. I had 2 babies at the time. One was 3 and one was 1 year old. So anyways, that was my story. That's how I started in real estate. And just like those people that I watched all those years ago on the infomercial late at night, I'm telling you from the YouTube, from the old interwebs, just like Rob Schneider says in Waterboy. You can do it! Here's the flip side. Success is a blessing, but if you're not careful, it'll slow you down. You'll start thinking about the things that you could lose. You'll second guess deals that you would have done when you were younger. You'll overthink absolutely everything. Comfort will kill ambition faster than failure ever will. When I first started out in real estate, on my first deal, it didn't go all that way, but I love that. That first deal was one of the best deals I ever did because I learned everything that I needed to know. On my second deal, I actually started making money. And I want to tell you right here and right now, I wouldn't do that deal today. The first deal in real estate that I ever made money on, I found the buyer. I put my own money into her bank account so that she could qualify for the loan. And brother, there isn't a chance in hell I would have done that last year or this year, or would I do it next year? I'm not going to ever do that again. But at the time, when I was 27 years old and I didn't have any money and I needed that damn thing to close, I was going to do just about anything to make it happen. So that's what we did. We walked into her bank with my cash, stuck it into her bank account. She pulled out a bank statement that said that she had some money in the bank, qualified for the loan. We closed on it. I made $14,000. It's the first time I ever made money in real estate. Bingo, bango, bongo. I was a real estate investor who was making money, and I never looked back. But believe you me, I wouldn't do that today. That's just what I would do when I was young and hungry and I didn't have anything to lose. Let's compare and contrast broke and hungry. I'm going to go through broke and hungry first, then we'll contrast that with comfortable and cautious. You probably fit one of these 2 categories if you're not already an entrepreneur and doing deals. If you're broke and hungry, you're going to ask questions like, why not? Why not me? Why not now? How can I is one of my favorite things to ask myself anytime that I think that I can't do something, or someone tells me that I can't do it, or I think to myself I can't afford it. Whatever it is that I'm telling myself that I can't do, I have trained myself to immediately turn that around and say to myself, how could I do that? How could I afford this? How could I accomplish that? If you're broke and hungry, that question of how can I, that's your friend. It's a powerful motivator. And if you start asking that question, you'll get the answers. You'll figure out how you can. The other aspects of that broke and hungry, you just jump in with your feet first, like I did when I became a real estate investor. I saw the guy talking about it on the television at 3 a.m. and jumped in with both feet. I didn't think twice about it. I didn't even try to learn about the stuff that I didn't know about. I just knew that I was going to be able to figure it out because a whole bunch of people on the TV had told me that I could do it, and I believed them. And this is so huge when you're broke and hungry. Don't be afraid to take action, messy action. It's okay. Again, you jump in with both feet and you don't know what you don't know, but you can figure that shit out. And you can figure it out much faster by doing than you ever could by going and teaching yourself how to do it. I don't know how many times I've seen people have this analysis by paralysis, but when you're broke and hungry and you take action, you're going to find that it's a lot easier to figure out how to do stuff along the way than it ever will be trying to figure everything out so that you're perfect when you start. Being perfect when you start is the slow man's game. That's for the poor person. That's for the guy who's never going to be wealthy. If you take massive, messy action, you're on the right track. It's a lot faster to jump in with both feet and figure things out along the way than it is to try to be perfect. Perfect is the enemy of success. You know what? I'm going to digress here for a second. I like what I just said, and I'm going to put a thumbs up by it. I'm going to like my own freaking comment, because if I don't like what I say, why would I say it? I don't understand what you people have a problem with when you like your own comments.
We now return you to regular programming.
Let's contrast that with a few mindsets of comfortable and cautious. When you're comfortable and cautious, you're going to have this voice in your head that says, hey, I have a lot to lose. I've got a wife and 2 kids, and I've got a house, and we've got 2 cars. We've got a mortgage payment. We owe the bank money on the cars, and we have this and we have that, and I've got a job that pays the bills. I'm comfortable, so I'm not going to take a risk. I'm not going to step outside of what's been working. But the cost of that is that you have to give up on your dreams. And if your dream is to have financial freedom, well, maybe you've got a great W-2 job. And if you do, then I'm probably not talking to you. But if you're like me and you're not a very good employee, or you're like so many people out there, you just don't like what you're doing, even if you're successful at it, and you want to be your own man, you want to be your own boss, and you want to get to financial freedom, don't let comfortable and cautious cost you your dreams. Oh, comfortable and cautious people, they love to wait for the perfect timing. My God, I don't know how many friends of mine that are comfortable and cautious tell me, Robbie, I'm going to be buying real estate the next time it crashes. And I don't say this to them, but I'll say it to you if you're thinking that. No, you're freaking not. You're not going to buy it when the market crashes if you're not already in, and I can tell you why and how I know it. The market just crashed in 2008. And you could have bought then, but you didn't. You know why you didn't? Because the whole world went upside down and topsy-turvy. You know who did buy the bottom, who was buying when the things got tough? It was the people that were already doing it. It was me. It was people like me. It was people that are entrepreneurial in spirit. And now that we've seen the movie, believe you me, the next time the world turns upside down, we're really going all in. I talked about this a bit earlier, but those comfortable and cautious people, they love to just analyze. And they do this analysis paralysis, and it cripples them. And we see them when I go to a seminar and I'm trying to learn one thing that can help me to make more money, and I see the same guy at every seminar that I go to, and they've never bought a piece of real estate, and they've never started their own business, and they've never taken action, but they keep learning. They keep learning and do this for years, sometimes even decades, and they shell out tons of money to learn all of this stuff that they could have learned 10 years ago just by doing their first deal. And the last thing I'll say about the comfortable and cautious, and I get it if this is you, you've got a lifestyle to protect. You got the wife and kids, the 2 cars in the driveway, maybe you even have a really cool boat. I've been there. I've done that. I never worried about losing it. I would always put it on the line. But a lot of people don't like risk. I think if you're unwilling to take the risk, you're probably not ready to become wealthy. Hopefully that identifies the mindsets. And these are the two people that we're trying to talk to inside of this video, is because I want to convince both of these people who have these separate mindsets to take action. Massive, messy action so that you can get to financial freedom. So here's what to do based on where you are. If you're broke or just starting out, don't wait. Pick something right now and start. Be willing to fail fast. And failing should equal learning. Actually, failing always equals learning. And if you think about it that way, you're never going to fail. Stack skill sets, sales, marketing, communication. And please, by all means, focus on execution, focus on doing, don't focus on perfection. And if you're comfortable, but not free yet, use what you've got, some money maybe that you've put aside, that you've saved, to invest in other people who are ambitious and have deals where you can send your money out to make more money. So you're going to partner with doers. You want to start taking some calculated risk. And certainly I'm not saying go bet it all on black. And don't overthink this stuff. Put yourself in smart, calculated, safe positions where you can send your money out with the high expectation that you're going to get your money back, plus a nice return. And remember, playing it safe is also risky. Here's the takeaway. You don't need money. You don't need permission. You don't even need a perfect plan. What you need is momentum. If you're broke, this is your time. And if you're successful but scared, you need to get bold again. Because no matter how much you think you've got to lose, the real loss is letting your fear rob your future. Comment yes if you're done waiting for the perfect time. I'll send you the link to join our free community, and it's full of people who are done playing it safe. And they're ready to build real freedom through real estate partnerships and doing work. And if you're absolutely serious and you're ready for accountability, connections, and next level training, join us in our premium group, Apex. But either way, take action right now.